It's the Empty Room Podcast, Episode 6. In tonight's episode, we talk about Johnny Football, the Rhode Island Comic Con. We welcome back Doctor Who, and we talk fondly about a giraffe named Wally. Empty Room Podcast. Welcome. Yes, it's the Empty Room Podcast, Episode 6. Eric, we're chasing down number 10. What do you think? You think we'll get there?
Eventually. It's kind of impossible not to get there, because 10 goes after 6. Not right after, mind you. A couple down the line.
There's 4 to chase.
Yes?
And we'll have a big party for the 10th one, I'm sure.
No.
No? All right. So, let's start with the news. Because it gets us off on the right foot.
Really? Does it?
Well, it helps us imbibe beverages.
Well, that's true.
So, it's a good place to start. And there's some good ones today. There's one that I'm really excited about that I'm going to save to the very end of the news section. But there's some good ones. Let's start off with the Ebola doctor.
Has he found his hands?
Yeah, he's in good shape. The guy that we talked about in a couple previous episodes, the doctor who went down to Africa, ended up contracting Ebola and then was sent back to the United States in Atlanta, and everyone freaked out. They said, oh, no, you're bringing Ebola here. What could happen? Well, he's totally recovered, Eric.
Yeah. It's because we can cure it.
Pretty awesome, but you think we can cure it like that?
Apparently we did.
No, but there's stuff that goes into it, Eric. However, if we can just cure it like that, what are we worried about?
We shouldn't be. How many times have I told you people not to worry? We're fine. We're fine.
Well, you know what? There's some other people that agree with you, Eric. The people of Senegal. They have sent a written notice to the President of the United States saying, we demand the cure for Ebola.
Well, they should have it. No, I'm not saying it's
I don't think there's a magical cure.
No, I mean, there's no magic pill. There's no tonic that they're going to take. I mean, it's a lot of work of treatments and so on and
hygiene.
What?
Hygiene.
Okay, we'll go with that. But
and fluids and antibiotics.
You need to stop talking.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, obviously, that's just clear to everyone that's listening. But good for the doc.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's pretty cool. He survived.
Next time, don't go rolling around in Ebola-infected dead people.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what happened. He went down there to help, and just so happened, he contracted it. You know, the real scare was bringing him back over, whether it was going to infect the United States or not, but...
It was never going to.
Right, but there have been scares in other countries with the same situation, so I can understand the nervousness. But Doc's okay.
I was never worried.
Good. Now, Eric, how do you like your marijuana? It's a trick question, obviously. It's illegal here.
Well, you know.
We're not in Colorado.
Or Washington.
It's not illegal in certain states. However, if you lived in one of those states, Eric, how would you like your marijuana?
I don't know. Wrapped in a fig leaf. Baked in a pie and shoved straight up. Never mind. I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, where I'm getting with this is that one of the new drug trades for marijuana is this type of wax that they make. It's like a lip balm. And I guess it has a lip balm waxy oil consistency to it. I'm not sure if you put it on your lips or not. I mean, you might just.
I have a few choice places.
I mean, it might be just like peanut butter for all we know. But it packs a punch. If you eat this stuff, it's the equivalent of 15 to 20 joints. So
the whole stick. It's just pop it in your mouth.
And it's like, ooh. Oh. The problem with this stuff, Eric, which I found quite interesting, was that it's highly flammable, and if somehow it catches light, it could blow up a house.
Really, a little stick of chapstick and blow up a house?
It's sort of what the article implied.
So many uses. Not only does it get you high, but you can blow shit up. This is awesome.
It's your instant feeling good and arson tool.
You might feel bad about blowing shit up, but not for long.
This car is just not what I want anymore. I need to feel good about this, but I also need to make it disappear.
It needs to go away, but I don't want to feel bad about it. Here, try this.
So
thanks, guy I don't know.
Yeah, it's this new thing. I don't think I'm
going to smear it all over my lips and shove the rest down the gas tank. See what happens.
I don't think I'm going to really test this type of product, but there's interesting new ways that people are using drugs and alcohol to get their fixes. Like I remember reading a story, and this is a while back now, about a company that was able to make alcohol powder, and you could just put it into any drink and get your alcohol from it. And the FDA approved it, and I remember reading going, wow, that's amazing.
It's also a really bad idea.
Yeah, it's
a horrible idea.
A horrible idea.
I have this wonderful glass of water that will refresh me and hydrate me. Where's that alcoholic powder?
Yeah, I mean, you put the powder, and think of all the horrible things that could be done. Spiking people's drinks would become a regular occurrence, I would think.
Of course, if someone breaks in, you could throw the powder in their eyes and they'll be drunk for days.
I hadn't thought of that, but somebody's going to do the alcohol on top of powdered alcohol challenge.
Oh, jeez.
And see how that works.
I have a glass of scotch. No, a handful of that powder. I'm dead.
This alcoholic powder is just like iced tea flavor. This will be great, So, yeah. So, very interesting, creative people out there for drugs and alcohol. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
The next story I want to talk about is probably the number one upsetting story that we have today, and quite frankly, the most upsetting story in the world. If you haven't heard already, go to your local news story, whatever website or TV show that you watch for your news. ISIS, in a video to try to warn and stop the United States involvement in Iraq, beheaded an American journalist and sent the video.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a complete awful story. The journalist had been missing or lost in Iraq for some bit of time now, and I guess it's come out that ISIS tried to
ransom him,
get a ransom note for him.
But we don't negotiate with bastards.
This guy definitely was. Well, the worst part was that he was a Brit convert.
He was a British guy.
Yeah, a British convert into the ISIS radical Islamic group. Don't watch the video because it's horrible. And we're waiting. Nothing has happened yet, but we're waiting for a reaction.
Some response. Any response.
From the President of the United States. He did speak about it and did say that it was not going to deter missile strikes from the United States in Iraq. However, you would hope that there would be more.
Yeah, he likes to talk.
Yeah,
that's what he does. He's
I don't know. I think we live in a movie world. In my head, there should be a really badass response to this. I remember how I felt when I heard that the other journalist, what was his name? David Pearl, was that right? I know last name was Pearl. When he was beheaded, and I remember being so angry, and at the time it was President Bush, and I'm thinking, man, I hope we go after those guys because there was real anger. But even he, it's funny because you don't really know the logistics of doing something like that. but I hoped for more and didn't really get it then either. So, yeah, tough one. Real tough story. Yeah. You'd like to see your president angry, though.
Yeah,
That's the
that'd
way
be
that
nice.
happens. So, yeah.
Jackass.
Going on bad news, Eric, because it is the boozing type.
Of course.
And again, I want to stay out of the racial component of Ferguson. That's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is that CNN, MSNBC, and other parts of the media have practically created a map to the house of the officer that shot Mike Brown.
What does that mean practically?
Well, they showed up on his street.
Yeah.
They showed up on his house. They showed the house. They showed the number. They showed where it was. It's not, that's all you need information-wise to get there.
Yeah. Is it them being bastards or is it them being stupid?
It could be both. Could be both.
Yeah, it could be both. I'm guessing it's just them being stupid.
Yeah.
Because they're stupid.
Well, since we last talked about this a couple episodes back, some more details have come in, and it's a little bit different than what we talked about first.
No.
Instead of Mike Brown being 20, he was 18. Okay. We also know that Brown and the police officer were in a struggle to get his gun, and the gun went off. We also know that Brown fractured the officer's eye socket. So, and then we also know that when the killing shots were fired, Brown was charging the officer. So there's more stuff that's come out. Another sad story. It's not a fun story.
No.
And of course, there's been rioting and mass unrest. There was even a picture. I think it was Jake Tapper, but it might have been someone else. Forgive me if it wasn't Jake, who was doing a story on Ferguson. He was there in Missouri, and behind him, somebody had a sign that said "ISIS is here."
Yeah, I saw that too.
And you're going, "Oh my goodness!" I don't even think the unrest has much to do with the incident. It's just an opportunity for a lot of these people to go crazy.
Yeah, it does seem that way. I'm sure there's plenty of unrest because of the incident.
Sure.
But yeah, some people just want to go nuts.
And it's an opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too further down the line into the racial details because that's not what we want to talk about. But I think it's disturbing, Eric, when the media doesn't tell the truth and tries to create its own storyline, and then just to make the matters worse, show up at the guy's house when the guy's name hadn't been released. And
yeah, let's show up at his house and tell people where he lives.
Yeah, I mean, especially in
that's a fantastic idea.
Especially in a very volatile situation. So the media has been a problem for a while, and it's everywhere. It's not just those two outlets. It's all.
No,
outlets.
it's not just those two. It's pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how can you be so dumb? How can you be so just absolutely stupid?
It's almost dishonest. It's not just stupidity. It's almost dishonesty.
That makes it worse.
Yeah.
That's you doing wrong, and you know it.
Yeah.
Because on one hand, you don't know any better because you're fucking stupid. Let's just casually show where he lives.
I mean, where's the golden rule on this stuff? You know that if there was a reporter or a journalist that was having some sort of issue, whether it be light or heavy, that they would not want a reporter or a journalist showing up at their house if they haven't been released yet. You wouldn't want that because you'd fear for your safety, you'd fear for your family's safety or your property. So I thought we were still innocent until proven guilty here.
Nah, they just want to get paid.
Yeah, I guess so. Do you think, Eric, that these types of problems came into play once the 24-hour news cycle became a thing?
God, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that helped. I think the price for in-demand pictures,
That's paparazzi stuff.
Well,
but now it's not just famous people.
Not just them.
Yeah.
It's whoever can get the shot gets the money.
Yeah.
Let's stake out his house. No one knows what his name is, but this is his house. We can get the first photo of him. Man, we'll rake in the ratings and that sort of shit.
But you got to think about safety first, especially in these.
No, they don't.
I know they don't, but you should.
They should, but they don't.
I remember during the Zimmerman thing, and again he was acquitted. I remember Spike Lee posted the address to his grandparents' house.
God, what a piece of shit that guy is.
And you're sitting there going, well, look, even if I put myself in your shoes and you're very angry about the whole thing, like those are his grandparents, man. That has nothing to do with them. It's like blaming people for acquaintances or kids. Even if it's related to you, that's not your choice that they made. It's theirs. So I just wish, and maybe I'm a dreamer. Am I not the only one?
Shut up.
All right, maybe I'm a dreamer, but I really wish that the media was a little bit more honest with what they're trying to accomplish and just tell the facts. Don't paint a story that's not there. Don't cause things to happen so that you make the news. Just report the news and move on. I think that would be good for everybody. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
All right, let's finish up.
Let's finish strong, people.
We're going to finish strong. We're going to finish strong because this is my second favorite story on the docket tonight, Eric.
Tonight.
Second favorite story on the docket tonight. And tonight's a special night. This is my second favorite. Now, there's a zoo in California. Let me get the words here. Let me get the name here.
Is it the San Diego Zoo?
The Henry Villas Zoo.
Okay.
Henry Villas. Now, a woman, we're not going to talk about the woman because I don't know her specifics, but she had the bright idea to try to jump into the giraffe pen.
Why?
Maybe she liked the giraffes. Maybe she thought one of them was Jeffrey Giraffe and wanted toys. I don't know, but she had the bright idea that she wanted to climb into the giraffe pen. Now, the pen, just like in Roger Williams Zoo, is designed with two walls. You have the first wall and then you have the secondary wall. She got over the first one okay, and then she was climbing the secondary one, and she got sort of stuck on the top. Now, yours and mine, favorite 2-year-old giraffe, Wally, was in that pen. And
I think this is going to have a happy ending, isn't it?
And Wally saw this going down, and Wally said, "Nuh-uh." And he turned around and kicked her in the face.
Nice. I love you, Wally. Yeah, she had that coming. I don't care what her specifics are. I don't care if she's...
That's why I didn't go into it, because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter one bit. You try and go into any animal's pen at a zoo, whatever happens to you, you got it coming. And she got kicked in the face by a giraffe. That was fantastic.
No, thank God she survived. Because
I don't care.
Yeah, I know you don't care, but it is a good thing that she survived. She's an idiot, but at least she survived because they kick lions and do damage. So she got kicked in the face by a giraffe.
She got punted by Wally.
We have no proof if she split the uprights or not. We don't know if 3 points were awarded. However, she definitely got kicked in the face by a giraffe, and she should never do that again. No one should try to get into a pen with an animal. There's been plenty of statistics of people getting into pens, getting into aquarium pens, and dying. So do not do that. However, the one thing for this lady, if once her nose is put back on straight and all that stuff, she's got a hell of a story.
Once it's brought back around from the back of her head, she'll have a hell of a story to tell. I climbed the wall at this guy's zoo. I got punted by a giraffe. Just kicked right in the schnoz.
They should throw a parade for Wally because that's pretty badass.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. We should have posters. Wally, he should try out for one of the San Francisco 49ers as a kicker.
This is Wally. Do not fuck with Wally. He'll kick your face off. He's done it before.
So what have we learned here?
Don't fuck with Wally, man.
Don't climb in pens. Don't try to get cozy with wild animals. And if you are going to do such crazy things,
you'll have no nose.
Wear a helmet. In the sports world today, Eric, there's a lot of stuff going on. And he's actually, folks, asked me not to bring up the LeBron James bit this week. I
think it's stupid.
I can't promise that.
You're a jerk.
I just can't. However, we will set this ship going forward in sports. And hopefully, for Eric's sake, I get consumed with what's going on and forget about my LeBron James bit. However, no promises.
Let's move on.
What do you know about Johnny Manziel, Eric?
I know he's a dick.
Yes, he is.
I'm going to go have fun with my life. Shut up.
Johnny Football was drafted by the Browns. He had
Which means he'll be nothing forever.
He had a great
Everyone cry. Yay!
He had a great career in college, but a lot of the stuff that he did in college was running. And what we've learned in the NFL is
not a running league.
Is that running quarterbacks don't do so hot. They tend to get
killed.
They tend to get clobbered. But I want to talk about Johnny Manziel for a little bit. Johnny Manziel, in his preseason performances,
totally blue.
During one of them against the Washington Redskins, who we'll talk about in a little bit, I don't know what was said, but as he was leaving the sidelines of the Redskins,
I'm just going to give him the finger.
He flipped him the bird. Now,
talk about class.
Yeah, Johnny Football. There's plenty of Twitter feeds that pretend to be Johnny Manziel. One of them that I found was really, really funny was dealing with this story. He has been named the backup quarterback. Hoyer is going to be the starting quarterback for the Browns.
Go Hoyer.
Going out. And Hoyer's next Patriot guy, so we like him.
He's okay.
But one of the tweets I saw from the fake Johnny Manziel kind of described how the interaction must have been between the coach and himself when he was told that he was the backup quarterback. And it went as follows. Johnny, you're going to be the second. We're going to go with Hoyer to start. A high five occurs, but it's a fake high five ball tap. Wrong choice, Coach O. Bird, I'm out of here.
That would have been awesome.
So pretty exciting. I have no idea if that's how it went down, but I definitely chuckled quite a bit. And of course,
he probably took it like a man. It's like, oh, all right, whatever you think is best, coach. Blah 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 blah.
Before we keep going, I do not remember that tweeter's handle, but I'll try to find it and put it on. But it was very, very funny.
It was very funny.
So yeah, I'm sure he took it fine. I'm sure he has a semi, and I mean this semi-normal persona, and then he has his Johnny Football persona, and the Johnny Football comes out during press and during when he's playing because that's how he feels confident, and then he probably has all right, yeah, coach, I'm in, whatever. He doesn't do enough work in the off seasons. That's been a complaint. He doesn't study. That's been a complaint. But
he's a bit of a dink.
He's got a ton of talent. The Cleveland area wants him to be successful because the Browns have struggled.
But Cleveland has LeBron back. They don't need Johnny Football no more.
But you know who's better than LeBron James?
I did it to myself, folks.
You did.
I did it to myself.
Do you know who's better than LeBron?
Johnny Football?
Not Johnny Football. Who's better than LeBron James alert? This is the bit that we've been doing weekly. It hasn't missed a beat. And Eric has reminded me that
I only have myself to blame.
There are many, many people that ESPN should recognize as better players than LeBron James. And one of them is Larry Joe Bird. Larry Bird was a way better player than LeBron could ever be. More clutch.
Haven't we already done Larry Bird?
I didn't do Larry. I haven't done Larry yet. And the reason I bring
it took you this long to get to Larry?
Yeah, because
you went to Kevin McHale before Larry?
I did, and here's why. McHale was on my mind at the time, and now Larry is on my mind because Larry just did the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
Did he?
Yeah, and it was awesome. He was sitting in a hot tub, waist deep, and he had tube socks on in the hot tub. And he did the normal spiel that you do. They dumped ice water on him, and as soon as the ice water went over his head, he went down into the hot tub. So It was a really nice job by Larry. Larry's a way better player than LeBron, more clutch, won more championships.
Yes.
He rebounded better. He played better defense. He's just an all-around better player. Definitely top 5 player ever to play the game.
Holy crap.
And LeBron cannot hold Larry's jock.
No shit.
So, I have fulfilled my duty.
Congratulations.
Larry Bird
You wasted about 3 minutes of the good people's time.
is yet another player that's better than LeBron James. So, let's keep moving on. Oh, do we want to finish with Johnny Manziel? We good?
Oh, Johnny sucks, so let's move on.
So you have no hope for the Cleveland Brown fans?
No, I want them to suffer.
Oh, okay.
No. I don't,
Wait a minute, there's hope. Eric has hope for Cleveland.
I don't want the Cleveland Browns to suffer.
What about the dog pound?
Shut up. I don't want the Cleveland Browns to suffer. I don't want the Cleveland Brown fans to suffer. Cleveland has suffered enough. I want Johnny to suffer. So let him play. Let him run around and watch what happens.
Last season, Hoyer was the starting quarterback for a little bit. Then he was injured and had to be done for the season. But he wasn't doing too bad. They were actually doing pretty well.
No, he was doing pretty good.
So I've semi-high hopes that Hoyer can do a good job for them. I think when Manziel gets his chance, and if he actually studies and gets his act together, he's going to be better than Hoyer, and he could actually do some great things for him. But he's got to have a better attitude. But you knew this when you drafted him. You knew what you were getting. He's going to learn things the hard way, and hopefully it works out for him, or he becomes another.
No, I don't hope things work out for him.
Lost.
I don't. I don't care.
All right.
He sucks. I want him to suck forever.
Could happen. Could happen. Now, switching gears to baseball. You love baseball.
I love baseball.
Let's talk about the San Francisco Giants and the Chicago Cubs.
2 teams I don't care about, but okay, let's talk about it.
All right, let's talk about them. The Giants were playing the Cubs. It was the 6th inning, and all of a sudden a downpour occurred in Chicago.
Happens.
Tons of rain.
Sure.
The crew came out to put on the tarp and struggled.
They were struggling.
Struggling. I don't know how it got so screwed up, but due to the fact that they could not get the tarp on correctly, the field flooded, and the umps called the game for Chicago.
Chicago.
The Chicago way.
I think they were doing that on purpose.
They could have. They could have.
They couldn't win on their own, so let's screw up the game.
So the manager for the Giants said, "We're playing this game under protest. I'm protesting this." That protest went to the Major League Baseball headquarters.
Joe Torre?
Joe Torre.
Go, Joe!
And they found for the Giants.
Nice.
So the game has been suspended, and they're going to play it tomorrow, Friday, and they're going to finish that game out. Now, do you know the last time a protest has been upheld in Major League Baseball?
No idea.
1986.
Oh, so it wasn't that long ago.
It was long enough.
Wow. I'd be more impressed if it was 1912.
Very valid point. But I almost feel like with all the controversy that happens in baseball, you can play almost every game under protest.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, to actually
Especially when Cowboy Joe West is behind the plate. Fuck that guy.
Jeez. All right, calm down. Joe West is fine.
Fine, he's fine.
He's fine. Calm down. We're not going to...
Country Western song sucked, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. Joe West is fine. Another victory for the good guys. Protests. It worked.
Sure. Still don't care about either of those teams.
Speaking of Joe West.
Oh, is he in there?
No, he's not in there, but you want to talk about legendary officials that have had their way.
Nice segue.
Let's talk about Dick Bavetta. Dick Bavetta is retiring. He has been one of the top officials for the NBA for 39 years.
Wasn't even the right sport.
What?
Nothing. Going back to the segue bit.
Oh, I'm confused. No, I get you now.
Oh, good.
I'm up to speed. I need to have another drink. Talk.
I can see the wheels turning. Rust flying off. Steam is coming out. Oh my god, the hamster's dead.
No, the hamster lives. I'm fine. I was thinking officials. Officials, referees.
Yeah, all right, let's move on.
Dick Pavetta's been doing this job for 39 years. He's finally retiring. He has coached.
You're an idiot.
Wait a minute. He has not coached any games. He's 0 for 0 as a coach in the NBA. He has refereed.
This has gone so wrong so fast.
He has refereed consecutively. Not consecutive days. Not consecutive days, but
It's only getting worse, people.
2,635 consecutive games.
I can only hope that all of this stays in.
He has he has not missed a game that he's been assigned to do. So that's a pretty impressive streak.
That is a pretty impressive streak.
He has refereed 270 playoff games. He has refereed 27 NBA finals.
Good for him.
Now the question is, how many of those have been fixed?
By him?
Yeah.
Well, this turned into a huge downer.
15.
I'd say around 75%.
Yeah. Dick Pavetta was, in my opinion, was always known as the guy that was going to get involved when the spotlight needed to be on him. So as a game was unfolding, a team would start to do pretty well, and then it was the Dick Pavetta show, and he'd show up and he'd start doing his antics. Next thing you know, he was the keep games close guy. Most people don't remember, and I tell
We need to make this go to Game 7.
Exactly. Joey Crawford now is the guy that holds that mantle.
That son of a bitch.
But Dick Pavetta used to do it, and it used to be Dick Pavetta time, and then all of a sudden, keep games close. I talked to some of the younger kids, both college and guys that just got out, and I talk about the EA Sports used to have a toggle for the NBA games called Keep Games Close. And you toggle that on, and no matter how big a lead you acquired, somehow they would keep it close. They would come back, storming back, and you would block a shot, but the ball would go through your hand and still score. And keep games close was a bitch. Dick Pavetta was keep games close guy, and for 39 years he's been one of the officials that I don't really like because he thought the spotlight was on him. It should have been on the players. But
enjoy your retirement, Dick.
But 39 years is an achievement, and
I got you a watch.
I know nothing about him personally. He might be a fantastic guy, but 39 years. Good for you, man.
Good for you.
Good.
I fucking hate you.
I don't hate him. I'm just saying that it was, there was moments when I wasn't a fan. NBA action, it wasn't fantastic when he was doing it for me at times. Okay. Baseball. David Ortiz.
David.
Hit a home run last night. He's up to 30.
Nice.
He has tied Ted Williams for most 30-game seasons in a Red Sox uniform at 8.
Most 30-game seasons? You only played 30 games?
Did I really say games?
Yes, you did.
Oh, man, I'm struggling.
30
home runs in a season. 8. 8 times Ted Williams did it. 8 seasons, he had 30 home runs or more. Mm-hmm. And with that home run last night, David Ortiz tied him. How good a hitter is David Ortiz, Eric?
He's a very good hitter. That's kind of obvious. No, he's tied it. I'm pretty sure he's going to break it next season.
Do you think they'll keep him around for one more year?
Yeah. Isn't that in his contract? Don't we have a contract for next year?
I'm not sure.
Way to keep up. No, I'm pretty sure we have a contract with him next year.
I thought it was optional. Like it was an option.
No. The year after is optional.
Oh, okay. So
no, he'll probably break it next year, and that's fine.
Most clutch hitter in Red Sox history.
Oh God, yeah.
And maybe Yastrzemski was onto something when saying he was the second best hitter in Red Sox history.
No. Well, I don't know. No, I don't think so. I still think Manny's up there past Ortiz.
What about Yaz? Yaz was a hell of a hitter.
Oh, he was a hell of a hitter, but he's. Thing is, I never watched Yaz.
Yeah. So. It was a little bit, yeah. Well, definitely one of the best hitters in modern day history.
Of course,
sure.
Sure.
So that's a good achievement for him.
Way to go, David.
That boy, Big Poppy. And we're going to finish our sports segment with a Chicago guy. You know him as Ditka.
Yeah, Ditka.
Now, Mike Ditka was the coach for the Chicago Bears for, a decade?
Oh, something like that. And then he went to the New Orleans Saints.
And he went to the Saints.
Stunk.
He won a championship with the Bears.
Sure.
And that was the Jim McMahon, Walter Payton, Refrigerator Perry era.
Yeah.
Willie Gault was on the team too. Richard Dent. Oh, that was a hell of a team now. Think about it.
For Christ's sake, let's go.
That was a heck of a team.
Don't really give a crap who was on the team.
Yeah, you do. Stop it.
Move on.
Well, anyway, in Washington, they're having trouble with their name right now. Although the owner of the Washington Redskins doesn't have a problem with it.
No.
He seems to be fine with it.
He seems to be pretty much fine with it.
That's our name. We're going to stick with it. And I sort of am with him on that. You know, the Redskins is a name that was designed to really, it was supposed to promote the Native American culture, from what I've been told. However, a lot of people are having trouble with that name. They feel it's a racial racial slur.
I mean, depending on who you talk to, it was either designed to uplift or designed to knock down.
Well, the stats aren't in their favor.
No.
Most people are fine with the term Redskins. Most Native Americans are fine with the term Redskins. So the stats aren't in their favor.
And, the Redskins thing comes up once every 5-6 years.
Well, this is the loudest I have ever remembered it, Eric.
Yeah. I don't remember another team being so heavily against it. Way to be jackasses, Minnesota.
You have commentators that are going to refuse to say the name. You have a referee that refuses to say the name now.
Well, the referee refuses to do the game.
Yeah,
do their games.
That's ridiculous. Don't pay him. Don't. If you're not going to do a specific game.
Well, you know what? I mean, if he were Native American and didn't want to do it, I'd understand.
Sure.
He's not. He's not Native American. What the hell's the problem?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think that is a...
As far as I know, Eric, all the checks are green.
Yeah. I mean,
the money's green. What's the issue?
You're getting paid. Do the game.
Do a job. Do your job.
Do your damn job, you jackass.
Well, anyway, Ditko was on a... someone decided to put a mic in front of him. And
it's always a bad idea.
And ask him what he thought about the Washington Redskins issue. And he said, and I quote, "It's a bunch of horse shit."
Well, in this case, I'd have to agree.
I sort of agree with that.
I can certainly see both sides of it. It can be seen and is seen by a lot of people as a negative term.
Eric, my only problem is that give me an overwhelming statistic that says it's a problem. That's the only thing that's stopping me from feeling bad about this. If they had done polls with the Native Americans or with people in general or fans or anything, and any of those polls were top heavy saying that it was a slur, okay. Like, I don't really have a dog in the fight, but I don't care. But there's nothing that says that. It seems like a small amount of people are saying, look, this is offensive. And because they think it is, it needs to be changed. And I just don't understand why that's supposed to happen now.
It's the way the world works. If you yell loud, no matter how little your group is in terms of, we believe this. If you yell loud enough and are annoying enough, people will listen. Sure. If only to shut you up. I
guess so. I just don't care. I mean, that's the thing. I don't care, but at the same time,
it's kind of a sucky thing to say, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I think of it as they've always been the Redskins. I've always known them as the Redskins. I would be kind of weirded out when they weren't the Redskins anymore.
I keep thinking they're always the Redskins, and I hate the Pelicans. So why can't we just keep them the way it is? Because the new name always stinks. The new name is never good. Number one. Number two, there's other Native American symbols and words that are used all throughout sports, and no one's complaining about that. Seminoles, you name it. I mean, the Cleveland Indians thing, their symbol's a little crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I would think Indians might be just as bad, if not worse, than the Redskins.
It's way worse than Redskins. I think the only reason that Redskins has been chosen is that the word skins is in it. If skins wasn't in there,
no one would care. Skins, I mean, it's the idea. It's like, all right, It's a name that says Redskins. You put a space in there, we have a problem.
You're a redskin.
You're
All
a
right,
red.
that's not cool.
You're a redskin. Oh boy. No, I believe the Redskins. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, so I think if the word skins isn't involved, then we don't have an issue. But because that word is in there, and it is a very sensitive word now in this country, what color skin you have, it shouldn't be that way, but that's sort of where we are. That stinks, and that's the only reason that's being attacked. And I think, Ditka's an old school guy. I don't think he sees it as a race issue.
Kind of a curmudgeon.
Yeah, I don't think he sees it as a race issue. I think he sees it as, dude, it's the Redskins.
It's just
The Bears have played the Redskins. We've beaten the Redskins, and the Redskins have beaten us. There's no need to change just for the sake of change. And I think he's just an old guy that voiced his opinion. And he's got some clout because he's won a title.
Wants to be jackasses about this. They're called the Vikings. Vikings used to rape and pillage everybody.
That's true. The Vikings were bad people.
Let's change their name. I don't like it.
Yeah. See, that's the other thing, too. It's a slippery slope, huh? You change one name because one part of people are offended, and then someone else comes up and says, hey, you know what? I really don't like the Celtics because their mascot's a little Irish guy, and that's offensive.
What about the Raiders?
Yeah.
Raiders stole and killed people.
Dude, you know that most, male cows, bulls, don't like the bulls.
No.
I mean, they're probably very angry about how
Yeah,
they're
well,
portrayed.
rightfully so. Not all of them have that ring in the nose, and that's just placating a stereotype.
It is, and they charge on the red. That's not necessarily what happens.
What about those Miami Hurricanes?
What about the heat? The sun's pissed.
Yeah. The weather does not like it.
No, and the Suns?
No,
The Suns and the Heat just don't get along.
All right, we need to really stop this.
Anyway, I think it's interesting that Ditka said what he said. I just wish there was a better way. I just wish we worried about things that mattered versus things that don't. But again, this is turning out to be a wishing episode for me. I wish. Eric, I have bad news.
Why? We were having so much fun.
I know. And that last section went really well. But I have bad news.
What's the bad news?
Not much going on with the Pope today.
There's no Pope Watch?
The Pope Watch is not happening today.
Why is there no Pope Watch?
There's just not much going on.
Still a good guy, though.
He's a great guy, but he didn't do much, didn't say much, nothing on the headlines. So
it's really disappointing. I was looking forward to Pope Watch.
A lot of people like the Pope Watch, and it's just not happening. And I'm sorry about that.
Well,
we can try something else. How about the Food Watch?
No.
Come on, I got a couple stories.
What's the matter with you?
I got a couple stories here with the food.
I don't know.
Orange juice sales are down 9.2%. Price per gallon up 4.1%. People
That's
aren't drinking orange
California can't grow oranges anymore.
No, this is Florida too.
Oh,
you love Florida.
I do love Florida, but I don't want to do it. No.
Food Watch.
No.
Come on, Oslo, Norway has the most expensive beer, $5 per can.
Per can?
Per can.
That's fucked up.
Food Watch. No,
I don't want to do Food Watch. No.
All right.
We're better than this.
Okay, Weather Watch. Weather.
You're out of your fucking mind.
Weather. Look, the Old Farmer's Almanac predicts for the United States a bitter cold winter this year. Bitter cold.
And it wasn't bitter cold last year?
I'm just saying, we have an almanac. We have proof that it's going to be really cold.
You are really disappointing me right now.
Okay, Tech Watch. We want to talk about technology. No?
God.
Come on, technology. Netflix. You like Netflix. I like Netflix.
Sure.
Netflix hosts every summer, and actually I believe they do it in February as well, a hack day. What is a hack day, you may wonder?
I don't care.
Oh. Hack day is when they hold convention, and they bring in around 250 technology experts, and the basic headline is, how can you make Netflix better? And there's been a couple of ones that might actually really stick. You want to hear about them?
No.
TechWatch.
No TechWatch.
TechWatch. One of them is called Netflix Hue. And what that is that you buy special light bulbs that talk to the internet connection in your Netflix, and then it dims and brightens that goes along with the movie that you watch.
That's the most ridiculous fucking thing I've ever heard.
There's another thing called Oculus.
Turn the damn lights off.
Netflix Oculus. And what that is that you have to purchase a little helmet. It's virtual reality. And you put the virtual reality helmet on, and you actually sit and watch whatever movie you want in a virtual reality theater. So you actually feel like you're in an actual theater. TechWatch. TechWatch.
I fucking hate this.
TechWatch.
I don't like it. I don't want to do this anymore.
I'm sorry, the Pope had nothing to say.
Well, you know what? Write him a letter.
I'm not going to write the Pope a letter. He's a busy man. He doesn't need to hear from me.
Well, we got a Pope watch to do.
Well, everybody has a slow week, Eric.
Still a good guy, though.
How about, let's see, you don't like Tech Watch. You don't like Weather Watch.
No.
You don't like the Food Watch. How about the Rhode Island Comic Con Watch?
That's not bad.
When is the Comic Con in Rhode Island?
November.
What time?
I don't know. It probably starts around 9:30.
Yeah. Who's coming?
Tons of people. It's going to be fucking awesome this year.
Well, who's your guy? Who's the guy you have been waiting so long to see?
The Shat.
William Shatner will be there.
William Shatner will be in Rhode Island November 1st.
But he's not the only Star Trek.
No, he's not the only original cast member. We got George Takei coming.
Oh, my.
Hello. We also got Nichelle Nichols, Lieutenant Uhura. We also got Walter Kinnaman.
Send me the nuclear vessels.
Yes, nuclear vessels. I love Chekhov. Anyway, yeah.
You're going to check that one off your list, huh?
Damn right I am.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, who else is going to be there? Michael Rooker from The Walking Dead is going to be there. Also,
That dude's a badass.
he is a badass. He also plays Yondu in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Oh, he's in that movie, too?
Yeah.
I heard good things about that movie.
It's a great movie. Great
flick,
movie.
huh? Yeah. Mick Foley.
Yeah, Mick Foley, Booker T, Bradshaw, Ron effin Simmons.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Ron Dane. We haven't heard of a Ron Dane in a long time. Tiki Barber and Ron Dane.
That's bringing back old video game stuff that we used to do.
Yeah, right.
Ron Dane and Tiki
They
Barber.
have a great connection in the Giants football games. So there's a lot of cool people. I've never been to a Comic-Con. This is something that's brand new to me, but you've been to a couple, yeah?
I've been to two. I've been to the Rhode Island Comic Con the last 2 years. Yeah,
Good experience?
very good experience.
You think
A lot of fun. It was fun to meet some of the celebrity guests.
Do you think the Pope would like it?
Well, he's a good guy.
He's a good
He's a good guy, and I think he would. I think he'd enjoy it.
I'm going to put you on the spot, Eric.
Yeah.
Here's the spot. If
Is
the
it-
Pope was going, who would he want to get his picture taken with?
Huh. That's a good question.
Peter Mayhew.
Well, everyone wants their picture taken with Peter Mayhew.
You've had your picture taken.
I have had my picture taken with Chewbacca himself.
Are you going to do it again?
Maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah. He wears a Chewbacca ring, which I think is really cool.
That is cool. Well, I mean, that's his livelihood.
Yeah.
Who would the Pope get his picture taken with? Mick Foley?
No.
I mean, he did. The Lord did save him twice. Giant Falls.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Michael Rooker.
That'd be funny. It'd be fun to see Pope with the Shat.
Oh, gosh.
But if you, for good press, and everyone loves good press. Saddle up next to Decay.
I didn't think of that. That's an interesting angle there. Because I think the Pope's. I don't think they're not going to change canon on their views of homosexuality.
Not anytime soon, no.
But I don't think he's opposed to it. I think he views them as normal people, which is what you should do.
Told you he was a good guy.
He's a good guy, so I don't think he'd be opposed to that at all. I think he'd the type of pope that he's been, he looks like the type of guy that would entertain that easily.
Oh my.
So with the non-Pope watch over, we sort of leaked into the entertainment news with that Comic-Con's talk, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
And we've got a big ending, or I guess another way to put it is that we have a really fun topic to finish with. But let's get a couple of these things out of the way first. Justin Bieber's in trouble again.
Oh, fucking guy.
Will you clean up your mouth just a little bit?
No.
Okay. Justin Bieber's in trouble. He has been accused of paying off Canadian officials. $10,000, by the way, to pay off Canadian officials to
Takes $10K
to let his entourage across the American border into Canada because they're felons. They have felony, marks on their record.
Why doesn't it surprise me that Justin Bieber's hanging out with felons? He wants to get his thug rep up. Douche.
I guess so. Well, unfortunately, we wouldn't even have known about this, but it was discovered the officials at the border, the Canadian officials at the border, all two of them were fired. They've been released. And then that's how it got leaked out that Bieber has been paying them off to get his crew into Canadian territory.
Stupid Bieber.
So that's not good.
No, it's not good. Shouldn't be paying off officials. You should be getting rid of the people that are the problems on your posse.
Yeah, don't hang out with thugs, man. But wait a minute, Eric. You know what's going to happen. The crew's going to say, look, everyone deserves a second chance. Felonies are just felonies. I didn't do anything really, really bad.
No, you get felonies when you do something really bad. That's why they're felonies.
Well, Justin Bieber, what are you going to do? He's a prick.
Punch him in the face.
Okay.
Over and over again.
Okay, relax.
Spitting up teeth.
Manzellum. Ball tap. Okay, the next story here, and I know this got you excited. The original Star Wars is going to be released on Blu-ray.
Oh, thank God for Disney.
None of the cutouts, none of the added stuff by George Lucas, none of the...
See, I knew it was going to happen. As soon as Lucas sold Star Wars off to Disney, I knew it was going to happen because he was never going to do it because he had his own standards. This was the story I really, truly wanted to tell about little parasites that have powers in people's blood.
Well, it wasn't just Star Wars that he did that to. He did it to a couple of his movies where he's added and subtracted stuff, and Star Wars is the most notable. Yeah, adding material to classics isn't really a cool thing to do. It wrecks people's views
Jackass.
on it. So, but you're right. Disney's got a hold of it. Disney's going to release the original Star Wars.
Shut up.
4, 5, and 6 without all the additives in Blu-ray.
I better pre-order that quick because that's going to go off the shelves like no one's business.
Yeah, because most people remember 4, 5, and 6 the way they do as a child. They don't want that.
Because they're awesome.
Yeah, you don't want the excessive graphics and weird singing and stuff.
There was weird singing?
Yeah, the part that was altered that really sticks out to me was when in 6, when you go to Jabba's palace and they do that song and dance routine now, as opposed to
I do remember that a little bit.
You're just like, oh, this sucks.
That was terrible.
This isn't just changed. It's awful.
I kind of fixate on the stuff that people usually fixate on, like the Greedo shooting first.
Well, that's atrocious.
I actually liked the scene added with Han and Jabba in the first movie. I actually like that.
I don't mind it. However, I hate what they did with the Sarlacc pit. They made it into an octopus.
Oh, it's terrible.
I liked it better when it was just kind of gnarly looking, and you
Yeah.
went in, you didn't come out.
Yeah, that was scarier.
It was. And then the singing, and then even the song. I remember clear as a bell, as a child, the song that they played at the end of Return of the Jedi when everything's over. And, like, that's the song. And that song's gone now, and it's some stupid, I don't know, intergalactic kumbaya crap that, it's unbelievable.
But fear not, the originals are coming, and I am going to get it.
Very hard to find new shows to watch, Eric, yeah?
Yeah, kind of hit or miss these days.
Well, I got a show for you that you might like. Now, I know it's not a drama. It's a magic show.
Oh, man.
I know. You're not.
You see, I like you. But you recommend shit.
No, come on, man. You gotta hear me out first before you start throwing those types of barbs at me. Listen, I'm a giant Penn and Teller fan.
And I am not.
Fine. I think Penn and Teller are amazing. I got a chance to meet them in Vegas last year. It was awesome.
I have nothing against them.
I've heard Teller speak. Most people haven't. It's pretty awesome.
I don't care.
Okay. By the way, a little known fact. Teller is one of 6 people that on their passport only has one name. It's just Teller.
Who are the other 5?
Don't know. Probably Prince,
Cher?
Cher,
Pope?
Bono.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Bono. That jerk. Prince is even worse.
So anyway, they have a new show. They did it in England. It was in the UK. It's called Fool Us. Penn and Teller Fool Us.
Oh, yeah. I think I've caught some of that a little bit.
It's pretty cool. They come out. They explain what's going to happen. The explanation is that they're going to send any act that they see that fools them to Vegas to play at the Rio.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, they sit down on these couches. Magicians come from all over, do their act in front of them, and if they fool Penn and Teller, they get to go to Rio. It's pretty cool because you'll have these different magicians coming in, and due to the way the show works, there's no magic tricks that are used with the camera. There's no, it's just straight magic. Like, they're just doing it. And it's interesting to see Penn and Teller diagnose what's happening and then explain it to them. Say, look, we're not going to give it away, but here's this pad of paper. We've highlighted what we think you're doing. Let us know if we're right. And almost all of them go, yeah, that's it. They've been fooled a bunch of times, but it's a great show. I enjoy watching it. My wife enjoys watching it. And Wednesday, nearly 2 million viewers watched it in the United States. It's not a bad show.
Snore.
Oh, Eric, you watched that stupid show. Yeah.
I'll pass.
Oh, goodness. You want to talk about Chris Pratt?
I guess.
Well, anyway, he stole the outfit he wore in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Good for him.
And now he's using it to go visit children that are sick in the hospital. And
I like that. I like that.
it's one of the best thieveries I've ever heard of. He's trying to help kids. You know what? I've always said, because I do with, I've worked with different organizations with kids that are struggling, that are in hospitals, and those kids get a supremely raw deal, and anything that can help them to feel better is worth it. And so, Chris Pratt, good thievery, good job.
Good job, Mr. Pratt.
Guardians of the Galaxy. All right, let's finish with what we're all excited about, Eric. Gonna have to perk up there. Open those eyes.
2 days.
2 days.
2 days until I record it on DVR because I won't be there to watch it.
You working?
Yeah, I'm working.
That's too bad. Saturday, 8 o'clock, Doctor Who returns.
For season 8.
Really exciting. Those of you who are not Whovians, check it out. You're going to find a show that you really, really love, and then you're going to have to go to Netflix and watch them all. And then after you watch them all, you're going to have to go find Classic Who, and you're going to have to watch that too. It's addicting and it's fun. We have a new doctor.
Peter Capaldi, baby.
We have not a new companion. We have a companion from last season, Jenna Coleman.
Yep.
And we have dinosaurs, Eric.
Well, we had dinosaurs last year, too.
Right, but this new season is going to start off with the first episode, Deep Breath, and there will be dinosaurs.
Nice. I like it.
Doctor Who is a fantastic show.
It's a wonderful show. It's so much fun. I've been a fan for years and years.
Well before me.
Well before you. It's because I'm better than you. But that aside, just kidding. No, it's a really good show. I am, as we speak, wearing a hockey jersey fashioned in like a TARDIS.
The TARDIS is the spaceship that Doctor Who drives around space and time with, and it's shaped like a police box from the 1950s.
True. And it has the number 10 on it to signify the 10th Doctor, which is my doctor. Used to be your doctor until you went all traitor on him and going back to the 9th Doctor. And like, okay. We're not going to get into that. Okay. We're not going to get into that because that could take another hour, and I don't want to do that.
Well, what shirt do I have on, Eric?
You have a Keep Calm meme shirt.
I do.
Keep calm and don't blink, which is a fantastic line from not the keep calm part, but the don't blink part is from a episode called Blink, part of the 10th Doctor, because the 10th Doctor is awesome.
10th Doctor was...
Not to take anything away from the 9th Doctor, but the 10th Doctor is awesome.
The 9th Doctor, which was the reboot of the Doctor Who series, was Chris
Relaunch.
Eccleston.
I prefer to say it was a relaunch.
I apologize. Relaunch was Chris Eccleston, and he was outstanding.
Very good.
He really got me excited. He was my first Doctor. And then he was there for a year only, and then he got out. Mm-hmm. Now, one of the things about Doctor Who is that they have a running theme, which is they're able to change the actor who plays the Doctor
there's a certain
through
thing,
regenerations.
Yeah. There's a certain thing that they decided to do way back when William Hartnell, who was the first Doctor, he was getting up there in age, he was having health issues, and they decided to say, hey, this guy's an alien. We can do whatever the hell we want. So they decided to do this thing where he can, when he's at the point of death, he can, what they call regenerate, and it changes every single cell in the body. Same person, same memories, same guy, but he comes back as a completely different person. And that person is not completely different, but is different from the one before. Like one could be incredibly brave, while the next one could be rather cowardly, timid, and you get what changes.
Now, Eric, how many actors have played the Doctor?
13.
And this mechanism is actually quite brilliant because you're able to utilize different people and still be the same character, but add different nuances and different personalities to the actual role, and it's become very popular. And like we said, Peter Capaldi is the new Doctor. He replaced Matt Smith, who was the 11th Doctor. And typically, it had been Doctor Who canon that the Doctor only had how many regenerations?
13.
Yeah, 13. However, that has now been changed.
Not exactly changed. Kind of circumvented.
Altered.
It wasn't even... Changed and altered mean the same thing. But anyway... Basically, what happened? Spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
The 11th Doctor, although he has 13 regenerations, 2 were used previously in the storyline. So the 11th Doctor ended up being the last Doctor. He was going to just grow old and die. And in his final episode... things happened, and it didn't change anything. It didn't change canon. He was given a new regeneration cycle.
Which is 13.
Which he's now down to 12 because he's burned one, changing from 11 to 12.
Matt Smith to Peter Capaldi.
Yes. Complicated, but if you're smart, which I know you are, you'll get it.
It's really cool. It's neat, and it's something to look forward to. When they change doctors, you're really excited because you want to see how the new Doctor does his shtick.
And there's been rumors thrown out there that this is going to be kind of a throwback to older Doctors, because Hartnell, He was nothing like the doctors we know of. Like these days. He was
Smith and Tennant were really. I don't know. I don't want to say comic relief because they had their moments of toughness and valor. However, they were cheeky and they were able to say some comedic things that were really entertaining.
Yeah, they were more goofy than anything else.
Eccleston had power. He was a tough guy.
Yeah, but even he had his goofy moments. And this is the ninth Doctor, which is Eccleston, was fresh off the Time War.
Right.
So he was a mess. Right. But you go back to Hartnell. I mean, I watched the first several stories of the first Doctor, and it's just like nothing like what I know of the Doctor today.
Right.
Where it's like he's trying. It's actually kind of funny. Where he's like, the first couple of stories is like, it's not our problem. We should just go. It's not our problem. We should really just go. All right, it's our problem. We'll take care of it.
Yeah, now we got to deal with it because it's right in our face. But really, we should just go. Well, the most famous Doctor was
Tom Baker.
And if you watch any of the classic Who or you watch any of his episodes, he was the type of Doctor that, in my opinion, could be charming.
He was the first kind of...
But he could be mean. He could be a tough dude to deal with.
He was the first of that kind of Doctor, which I think Tennant and Smith are.
Yeah.
Where he has goofy moments and he can be funny until you piss him off, and then everything goes out the window.
Right.
It was the same thing with Tennant, same thing with Smith. It took a lot to get Smith to go kind of dark, but when he did, he was excellent.
Well, Tennant was really good at it.
Oh, he was incredible at it.
Tennant was excellent. So, new Doctor Who, Saturday, 8 p.m. Set your DVRs or sit back and really enjoy what's going to happen because it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be great fun. The Victorian crew is back for this episode, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's Madame Vastra, Jenny, and Strax. Love that. Those three need their own series.
You think so?
I think it would be absolutely
like the Sarah
incredible.
Jane Chronicles?
Yeah, I think that crew needs their spinoff. I think it would be absolutely so much fun.
Well, a lot of the Who podcasts that I've listened to have talked about how Strax has sort of killed the Sontarans. Now they're sort of a joke because of...
No, I don't find that to be true. Although I think it was a mistake to use the Strax batch in the final in Matt Smith's final episode because Strax is something else entirely.
Yeah,
he's died and come back, but he didn't come back complete. If that's
kind of different.
He's kind of different. He's a little dumb. Yeah, they've kind of changed the Sontarans a little bit into like they're more dim than they were.
Strax's batch didn't come out so hot.
Yeah, I mean they can kind of explain that away, but there are different batches that they can go with and be like, oh, they're much more badass. But they decided to go with two of Strax's batch in Matt Smith's final episode, and it was obviously a comedy scene,
sure,
which is fine. But I mean, the Sontarans, they're badass. I mean, yes, they look like overgrown baked potatoes, but I think it's a little unfair to say that Strax has murdered the Sontarans. But I love Strax. He's so much fun. And yes, he's stupid, but he's there for comic relief. And when you get a gun in his hand, he's as badass as any of the other ones.
Yeah, he's the toughest nurse out there.
I know, it's great.
Now, with this season coming up, and we've all been pretty excited about it, we've been counting down the days. Are there any baddies that you're really excited to see again?
Well, it'll be...
Do you think like the Master comes out?
I've heard rumors that the Master is coming back. Yeah. I would love to see it.
Davros?
Maybe. I mean, you have the classics, the Daleks, the Cybermen, and so on and so on.
I'm hoping for some new bad guys, some new ingenuity, instead of really reaching back into classic Who all the time.
Well, I mean, you can't just let Daleks and Cybermen fall by the wayside. I mean, they are.
No, they're going to be a part. There's no question because they're always after.
And then you have something like the Weeping Angels, which have become the new classic villain, and they've only been around for a couple years.
Kind of a strange world they are.
Yeah, there's nothing to mess with. But I've heard that the Master, not so much. I've heard that he might get a regeneration story, which would mean the end of John Sim as the Master. He was the Master during Tennant's run.
He was good.
He was very good.
Reminded me a lot of the Sherlock bad guy, Moriarty. Very cool, very calm, very clever. Lots of fun to watch work.
Yeah. In the end, the Master's way crazier than Moriarty is.
Dude, I don't know.
Crazier.
I mean, besides world domination, because I get that. You know, he's trying to take over planets. So the Master's kind of crazy, but Moriarty has become my favorite villain. Without question.
No.
Hands down. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That swimming pool scene.
Don't get me wrong. The swimming pool scene is excellent. Moriarty as a villain in the Sherlock series is incredible. In my opinion, the Master as he was played in season 3 with Tennant, and in the End of Time, the Tennant's last episode, was amazing. He's a nutcase.
Yeah.
And he's probably my favorite villain.
See, I liked him in season 3 with Tennant, but I didn't like him at the End of Time. I wasn't a gigantic fan of that episode. His scheme didn't really do much for me. He carried the water, don't get me wrong. It wasn't like he was dragging. But you compare that with Moriarty from Sherlock, forget about it. All day Moriarty. All day.
Well, Moriarty is more. He has more planned out. He has everything planned out to a T.
Right.
With the Masters just going off pure hate.
Yeah.
And just.
Well, he's crazy because
being crazy.
Yeah, he looked into the vortex of time and couldn't handle it.
Yeah, just absolutely just going nuts and it's like I'm going to kill everybody.
Right. But that's why I don't know. Moriarty seemed more devastatingly scary to me than the Master did.
I disagree,
That's
but
fine.
whatever.
Yeah. Can you give me a high?
A what?
A high?
No.
Come on, give me one. Come on.
No.
One high.
Well, I don't even know what you're talking about right
Moriarty.
now. No, it's by.
No, what he says in the beginning when he walks into the pool.
Oh.
That's the coolest moment ever, man. It is such a great part of that whole show. I don't know. Moriarty's way better.
No, he's not.
Anyway, anything else that you're looking forward to in that season?
Oh, there's going to be tons of cool stuff. There's already rumors floating around that this will be Jenna Coleman's last season.
Which isn't unexpected.
No, it's not completely unexpected. I was hoping she would last a little longer.
But she's kind of a weird companion. Like, she was thrust into situations where she's died twice. Spoilers. And
she's died twice. Spoilers. You probably should know the spoilers thing first.
But she's been involved in a lot of the story, unlike any other companion.
Yeah. Especially for season 7. Spoilers. She dies. Spoilers. Twice. Spoilers. Stupid.
We're terrible. This has been a tough podcast.
Yeah, not one of our best. Anyway.
Give him the old, we'll promise to do better again.
We will promise to do better in the future. We apologize for our behavior and our lack of professionalism in the podcast making business.
But Jenna Coleman's leaving, which is
that's just rumor for now. It hasn't been announced.
Oh, it's kind of like that trade for Kevin Love. It's still rumor.
Still rumor. What day is it?
What's
the date today?
I don't know. It's the 21st of August.
Oh, so 2 more days.
And then they're going to trade him.
Trade him.
But
2 days, baby. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen in 2 days. But Jenna Coleman's leaving.
No, she's not. Well, she might leave. If she does, that's okay.
It'd be nice to see a cooler, different companion.
She's only been around for a year.
2?
No. In terms of episodes, she will have been around for a season and a half.
All right. All right. I just don't think she's, we've had 2 opportunities to really enjoy her as a companion, and both of them passed away. Spoilers. So
we had, a couple of really good chances to see her as a companion, and she died. Spoilers.
So man, whatever. I'm just not that interested anymore, and I'd like to see somebody else.
Who you want to see?
Jenna Jameson. Oh. I'm just kidding. I really don't know. I have no one in my mind that I would love, because it's going to be a British actress. It's going to be somebody. I don't know. Who would you want to see?
I have no idea.
Bono?
No.
Has there ever been a male companion?
Yeah, there's been plenty.
Well, there's always been a female too, though. There's never been just. Well, there's a couple episodes where Donna's dad hangs around.
Well, there's Wilf. There's Captain Jack. There's Ace.
Captain Jack was singular as a companion?
No. I mean, Rose was there.
Rose was there, yeah.
Mickey Smith.
Again, Rose is usually with them.
Well, yeah, but there's always usually more than one companion. Well, these days. Like five, like I want to say 5 had 2 or 3 at a time.
Yeah, but there's always a female. I mean, that seems to be the one that keeps going seems to be a female. Just like, do you ever think there'll be a female doctor?
Probably, yeah.
That'll be coming soon.
Yeah. I'm almost surprised they didn't go for a female this time around.
I guess Capaldi really did his job when he was.
That'll be something interesting because Capaldi was in Doctor Who previously. He played. He was in a David Tennant episode. He was in a season 4, the Pompeii episode.
Oh, who did he play in that?
He played. It wasn't like he played like a background guy.
He was a front guy.
He was like the guy the Doctor was talking to the entire time.
Oh yeah.
The guy who's about like modern art.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
And
spoilers.
It was a while ago. And actually, Karen Gillan, who is Amy Pond, was also in that episode.
Of that I didn't know.
She was one of the, future-seeing ladies.
Oh. Worshipping rock people.
Yeah, something like that. But he was in that. He was also the main villain in Torchwood Season 3.
He's the main villain now in Three Musketeers, isn't he?
Yeah, but who cares?
Well, dude.
Well, no.
One for all for one.
No, he's Cardinal Richelieu and whatever. But I'm talking about Doctor Who stuff. Torchwood is a spin-off of Doctor Who. He was the main villain in one of their seasons. Huh. And there's talk that that's actually going to be explained now that the Doctor looks like him.
Really?
Yeah, there's something.
I had no idea about that. I'm going to have to look up on my Torchwood.
Yeah, he was one of the. I mean, there was the alien baddie who was the main baddie. Then there was the human baddie, and he played. I think, pretty sure he played that guy.
Wow, interesting. I didn't know that.
All right.
So we're getting the hand gesture from Eric that he's done. It's been another, probably the most chaotic Empty Room podcast that we've ever done. Thank you for listening, and Doctor Who coming up soon. Make sure you watch. The Empty Room podcast is copywritten 2014. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, and especially YouTube. Music